Hello and welcome, my ibby shivvies, to the warehouse. I'm Brad, aka You're a Drama Queen 1014, and we're here for another review of RuPaul's Drag Race with Season 11, Episode 2. So after elimination, the girls come in and see Soju's message that contains the combined word cyst and sister, and it says sister on the mirror, so they all are laughing about it and trying to combine other words with the word cis. I was like, guys, just stop. The girls are talking about the runway, congratulating the wins, and then we get a read down on Scarlett's outfit, and there were holes in the dress, as you can see, and she almost seemed a little smidgen delusional about it in her confessional, but whatever. It's the next day, they come back in the workroom, and Silky decides to start the game, kill, marry, and fuck. Nobody knows what that game is. You go around the room and you say, I want to marry this person, fuck this person, and kill this person. So as they're playing the game, everybody pretty much collectively said that they would kill Silky. She kind of gets a little salty over it, but then I'm like, girl, you're the one who decided to want to play this game in the first place. Let me get our secret message. Ru walks in the runway, loving the outfit. I gave that suit a goob because I loved the stitching outline on the blazer. It kind of reminded me of Billy from Chicago. We get another mini challenge. Everybody has to get in Bust a Drag in like 15 minutes, come on set to take pictures. They're given directions on what's going to be going on in the pictures. And it was kind of a fun segment, but it got super crazy when Silky decided to take off all her clothes. I was all like, ugh. She made it uncomfortable to watch in episode 1 when she picked up Miley and was steamrolling the girls, and now she made it really uncomfortable to watch when she took off her clothes. She's starting to make this like kind of uncomfortable watch, just a little bit. Then we get to Brooklyn, and Brooklyn's ass was censored, but then Silky's ass wasn't censored, so I was like, what the fuck? Going through the pictures again, I feel like who had the best photos was Evie and Vanjie, but the winners were Silky and Brooklyn. Now, we get to the Maxi Challenge, which is in 2 teams. They will film 2 different movies celebrating Black empowerment. And these movies are an all drag queen cast of movie parodies, and they are called Why You Gotta Be Black Panther and Good God Girl, Get Out! So, because Brooklyn and Silky won the Photobomb mini challenge, they were team captains and had to pick teams for the movies that they will be filming for this acting challenge. Fortunately, Scarlett was picked last, and she was a little bit salty about that because she was all like, I'm the Julia Roberts of Pretty Woman. I was like, okay girl, calm down, you know, calm it down just a little bit, but she did do a pretty good job. It was like being picked last kind of lit a fire under her ass, and it showed. Let's get to the teams. Brooklyn had the movie Why You Gotta Be Black Panther, and on that team was Brooklyn, Ariel, Sugar, Nina, Honey, Raja, and Plastique. And on Silky's team, which was Good God Girl, Get Out! Silky, Evie, Vanjie, Mercedes, Kahana, G, and Scarlett. When they were doing the teams, Vanjie was looking at the script and being like, I am lost, girl. But then as I saw the final 2 products, I would have been kind of confused too with that character if I had gotten that character. They seriously kind of need to invest in stronger writers for these acting challenge scripts, because yes, some of these queens aren't actors. Even when they really try, it's just not in their wheelhouse, but that's okay. However, this writing is so bad sometimes that in the past it is shown that a strong queen can go home on one of these challenges just based off of really bad writing. I mean, this wasn't the case this time around, but in the past it's happened. And honestly, these scripts really do suck. So also while they're getting ready in their groups and going over the scripts, Rue decides to come into the workroom and discuss with the groups. So she goes up to Team Brooklyn and asking how everything's going. Everything's going well. Then she eventually breaks out. The real question she was there for is, what's the tea with the other team? So pretty much Brooklyn decided to dip the tea bag, and Ariel decided to swirl and sip tea because she spilled that tea, girl, and spit it out. So Ariel pretty much took Brooklyn's lead, and everybody got behind Ariel and was supporting what Ariel was saying, pretty much about Silky being overbearing, really loud. So then Rue wraps it up with them and then goes up to Team Silky. Same thing, kind of like, oh, how are you doing? How are you guys doing together as a team? How's the script reading going? Then we get to the real problem. So, I heard that the other team was talking crap about you, Silky. How do you feel about this? I mean, that's not how she was, but that's pretty much how she should have been. So Silky pretty much, for once, keeps it professional. Well, I guess childish professional. Because all of her answers were pretty much just like cute snapbacks. Instead of like informal, like rebuttal. And just like they said, she's on TV, she knows it, and she's taking advantage of it. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really seem to faze her in front of Rue until they start talking in the mirror while they're getting ready. But first, they gotta film their movies. So we get to the filming of the movies, and we have Michelle Visage and Ross Matthews as directors for these two movies. So, Team Brooklyn comes out first, followed by Team Silky. Now, I'm not really gonna discuss too much of the filming process because in this segment of the episode, they edit some queens as they're doing terrible, but then when you get to the video, it turns out that actually they weren't terrible at all, and vice versa. So there really isn't much to discuss at this point if you've seen it. So after the filming, they get into the workroom to get ready for their runway, which I will be doing in another Goob and Noob video shortly following. So we come to find out Silky is a smidge bothered by what the other team had said to her, but she wasn't really stepping up or saying anything. She was just pretty much bitching and venting to her team about it. And it was obviously distracting her from getting ready because she was like, I don't know what I was thinking with trying to put this white and turquoise and all these other colors on my face. I'm just gonna do a beauty makeup. So that was distracting her. So then Miss Evie decides to step up to defense for Silky, which in my mind, I don't think she should have. I understand why she did. I'm not mad that she did. But to me, I wouldn't do that because that's none of my business. That's not my place to stand up for somebody else. So she's pretty much like, yo, who talks shit about Silky to Rupaul? And Ariel does step up and was like, hey, I said some shit. Surprise, surprise. When her team wasn't backing her up. Because again, if you watched, instead of watching me, you should be watching the episode. Then we all saw that almost everybody on the team was talking about Silky in a negative way to RuPaul and Team Brooklyn. So Evie says, you know what, thank you for stepping up, girl. And pretty much says to the rest of the girls that they're punk ass bitches for not standing up to what they said, which she is right about it. Again, this shouldn't have never happened. Then Raja decides to intercept, and then that just got a little messy because Raja shouldn't even intercepted. And then in her confessional, she's all saying the wrong bitch to come for. She wasn't standing up to her while they were getting ready as much as she was coming for her in the confessional. So I was like, girl, calm down, it's fine. So we go from this super dramatic moment into a super serious moment with Mercedes. I'm like, whoa, that was a transition. So basically, Mercedes is starting to feel the heat a little bit because she's starting to not feel pretty. Because recently, in the past, she had suffered a stroke because she had to travel around the US pretty much from state to state to do her job, which is doing shows. She had to drive in a car from state to state to keep doing this for a living and support herself for a living and do what she wants to do for a living and live out her passion because she was on the no-fly list. Now, she was on the no-fly list, we come to learn, because her name sounds too Muslim. What a disgusting world that we live in. So they all have a little bit of a touching moment. We come to find out she's no longer on the no-fly list anymore. Yay, good for you, girl. From that serious little moment to on the runway with Rupaul looking sickening. So she comes out, introduces the judges, which are Michelle Visage, Ross Matthews, Bobby Moynihan, and Seidel Noel. So after the runway, we get to the movies. Now, I'm not really gonna say too much. I'm just going to say who stood out from what movie and who flopped in that movie as well. So my standouts in Why It Gotta Be Black Panther, I chose Plastique, Nina, and Sugar Cane. The flops of that movie were Raja, Ariel, and Brooklyn Heights. For the movie Good God Girl, Get Out! The standouts were the top two, which were Evie and Scarlett. Scarlett definitely came around and proved to me that she's here to compete. I just feel she still needs to learn how to contour here and here in the mustache area because she's still looking a little manly, but she's starting to impress me just a little bit more. The flops in that movie were pretty much everybody else. No one really did a good job in that movie besides them two. And besides Vanjie, because if you watch it, you know why. Her acting was a little bad, but at least she made you laugh. So then we get to the top two, which are Scarlett and Evie, which they both win. And the bottom two were Mercedes and Kahana. Now, I think Silky should have been considered to be in the bottom because I did not like her runway outfit. I didn't really get Capricorn, and to me it just wasn't a flattering outfit. The little things made her look bigger than she is already. And honestly, when they played back the video of Good God Girl, Get Out, the final cut, it seemed like she was reading from a script, like how she sounded like in the rehearsal. There was no improvement from the rehearsal to the final cut in my mind. But I can understand and definitely agree why Mercedes and Kahana were in the bottom, because their parts were kind of a little bit confusing. They couldn't really get it together, and both of their runways were definitely inexcusable. During the judgment, I was a little confused why Ross Matthews, when it came to judgment of Mercedes and Kahana, I'm very confused why he told Kahana, I didn't get any character development from you. Well, how are you supposed to get character development with a character that literally has 2 lines? I don't understand that. So then we get to the lip sync for your life, which is You Better Work Bitch by Britney Spears. And Hana was doing what she was doing last week and going all out, super extra, doing all her acrobatic tricks. A flip here, handspring there, split there, cartwheel, forward handstand there. Now, I am by no means discrediting this talent because it is amazing. I think somebody that can do that is quite incredible and has definite control over their body. And it's super amazing to watch, but not during a lip sync because it distracts from here and what you're supposed to be showing the judges, that you know how to lip sync. The assignment is lip sync for your life, not acrobat around the stage for your life. I am not discrediting that talent because she has it. And I think she should incorporate those in her act, just not with too many words in the lyrics, because it is incredible to watch. But to me, Mercedes definitely started pulling it out. I was a little nervous at first because I was like, oh no, she kind of seems a little low energy or shy or something like that. But she proved us wrong, didn't she? She pulled her shit together and lip synced that house down. I was all like, yes, 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 yes. When she was doing that, I was like, yes. Do I really need to say yes one more time? So, she turned that fucking lip sync out. Mercedes gets to stay and Kahana has to sashay away. I agreed with Rue's decision because the 2 times that she's been on the runway, her looks have landed her in the bottom. Her performances in the challenge have landed her in the bottom. And honestly, I am a little surprised why Coco did not polish her up a little bit. But Kahana is definitely a cutie out of drag, very beautiful drag queen, has a sickening body. I know there is some talent in there for sure. We did see a little bit, and I'm definitely excited to see some more after the show. So that was it, episode 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race, season 11. What did you guys think of the episode? Let us know in the comments below. I want to thank you again for choosing the Warehouse. I'm Brad, aka You're a Drama Queen 1014. Until next week, see you next week, my Ibby Shivvies. Toodles.